All right, so if you're having problems with your transmission kickdown cable or your bracket, this should help you out. I converted my truck from TBI to carburetor. The original linkage didn't work after I swapped over intakes, so I ended up going to AutoZone, getting one of these and trying to figure out how to get this working. I was never in a good spot with it. Either it would shift too early and they were stacked, or it would shift too late and you would have to let off the pedal so it would shift, and I kept having the problem over and over. I ended up just buying the correct bracket from, I think it was Locar. But if you already have this bracket and you don't want to spend the money to get that part right there, to set the bracket correctly for the transmission, from the center line of this stud, the carburetor stud, to the face of the actual bracket for the D10 cable, kickdown, whatever you want to call it, from this stud to the face of this is 1.5 inches. So if you're going to set this up for your TV cable on your GM 700 R4, can't speak about the 200 R4, don't know, but for sure for the 700 R4, from the base of this stud to the face of this bracket here, you're going to want to make that 1.5 inches distance to get the correct tension on the cable, correct shift points, and also kick down for when you're decelerating. So if you're having problems where your transmission is shifting too early, too late, too hard, or it's just not correct after you've either switched over from a carburetor or you have installed a 700 R4 in your OBS behind the LS, or for whatever vehicle you have a 700 R4 set for, 1.5 inches from the center of the stud to the base of the bracket. But this is specifically for a Holley. I'm not sure if this works on an Edelbrock or a Carter, Quadrajet, Thermoquad, but for sure for the 700 R4 mating to a Holley carburetor, specifically, I think this is a 4150. This is a Street Warrior 600. And on my specific carburetor, I already have the stud for the 700 R4. I know this one's for the Turbo 350, but this one's specifically for the 700 R4. So if you only have one stud on your carburetor, more than likely that's for the Turbo 350, and you are going to have to get the adapter from Holley or whoever else to give you the correct placement for the stud for the 700 R4.